The mystery of Audie Murphy is finally solved, and the news is not positive. Audie Murphy was born as Audie Leon Murphy on June 20, 1925 in Kingston, Texas. Murphy was the seventh of 12 kids born to Emmett and Josie Bell Murphy, a family of sharecroppers struggling to survive during the Great Depression. His father left the family when Audie was a boy, and his mother passed away when he was only 16 years old. After being orphaned and with only a fifth-grade education, Murphy had to quit school and take on different odd jobs to help his younger siblings. These early years of struggle formed his character, giving him a sense of responsibility, determination, and strength that would shape his future. Murphy joined the U.S. Army in 1942 after the Navy and Marine Corps turned him down for being too short and not heavy enough. At just 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighing a little over 110 pounds, he seemed an unexpected choice for success on the battlefield. However, his small size hid his great bravery and ability to lead. During World War II, Murphy served honorably in battles in North Africa, Italy, France, and Germany. He quickly became known for his courage, smart strategies, and strong commitment to his fellow soldiers. On January 26, 1945, near Holtzwihr, France, Murphy bravely defended against a whole group of German soldiers by himself for more than an hour, even though he was injured and outnumbered. He got on a burning tank destroyer and used its 50 caliber machine gun to shoot at enemy troops while also calling for artillery strikes. This amazing act of bravery got him the Medal of Honor, the highest military award in the U.S. at only 19 years old. By the end of the war, Murphy had earned every U.S. combat medal for bravery that was available then. This included the Distinguished Service Cross, 2 Silver Stars, the Bronze Star, and 3 Purple Hearts. He received a total of 33 awards and decorations from the United States and Allied countries, making him the most decorated American soldier in World War II. Difficulties after the war and work in Hollywood. When Murphy came home as a national hero, he faced serious emotional pain from his experiences in war. He experienced what was known as battle fatigue, now called post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Despite his personal struggles, he used his fame to highlight veterans' problems and the importance of mental health support. He became one of the first public figures to talk openly about the emotional impact of combat. Murphy moved into a Hollywood career and became successful as an actor. He acted in over 40 films, especially in To Hell and Back, 1955, a war movie based on his own book of the same title. In a unique and strong performance, Murphy portrayed himself, bringing his wartime experiences to life on film. The film was a big success and confirmed his reputation as a war hero and a movie star. Even though he frequently acted in westerns and war dramas, Murphy never thought of himself as a great actor. He approached acting with the same modesty that defined his whole life. He also tried his hand at songwriting, writing several country and western songs. Some of these were recorded by popular artists at the time, like Dean Martin and Charlie Pride. In 1957, the up-and-coming Murphy got a notable role as the Utica Kid in the classic Western Night Passage, acting alongside famous actors James Stewart and Dan Duryea. This film was a key moment in Murphy's career, showing that he could stand out with some of Hollywood's biggest stars and solidifying his role in the popular Western genre that was entertaining audiences back then. The year 1959 was very productive and important for Murphy. He amazed movie fans in 3 different westerns, each showing a different aspect of his acting skills. In The Wild and the Innocent, Murphy starred alongside the lovely Sandra Dee, and their chemistry brought new energy to the story of innocence meeting the wild. In addition to acting, Murphy took on the role of an uncredited co-producer for the black and white drama Cast Along Shadow. He worked with the well-known Walter Mirisch, showing his increasing impact in Hollywood beyond just acting. However, it was in No Name on the Bullet, a tense and exciting film where Murphy played a hired killer, that critics really started to pay attention. The movie was highly praised for its captivating storytelling and Murphy's powerful performance, which boosted his status as a talented and interesting leading actor in Western films. Murphy's skills were not limited just to movies. In 1960, he also won over TV viewers by appearing with the famous Thelma Ritter in an episode of Star Time called The Man. This appearance highlighted Murphy's comfort and charm in the new world of television, attracting an even larger audience. Besides acting, Murphy felt a strong responsibility to serve his country. In the early 1960s, he used his time, skills, and fame to help support the United States Army's television series The Big Picture. In 3 episodes, he not only appeared but also acted as a reliable representative for the military's efforts to connect with the public. His hard work was acknowledged in 1960 when he received the important Outstanding Civilian Service Medal. The standout episode was Broken Bridge, where Murphy visited military bases in Germany, Italy, Turkey, and the American Southwest in New Mexico. This episode featured advanced military technology and weapons, combining entertainment with real-world importance. During this time, Murphy's creative partnerships grew, particularly with writer Claire Huffaker, who wrote the screenplays for two of Murphy's big films in 1961, 7 Ways from Sundown and Posse from Hell. These projects established Murphy as a top figure in Western cinema, collaborating with skilled storytellers who created stories that matched his strong but subtle style. Another important partnership was with Willard W. Willingham, and his wife Mary Willingham became close friends with Murphy during his early days in Hollywood. Together they started a series of projects that showed a lively teamwork. Willard produced the 1961 TV series Whispering Smith, created by Murphy. He also co-wrote the script for Battle at Bloody Beach that year, mixing tough storytelling with exciting action. They worked together until the mid-1960s on Bullet for a Bad Man, 1964, and Arizona Raiders, 1965, 2 movies that helped shape Murphy's legacy in Western films. The Willinghams worked together to create the screenplay for Gunpoint and wrote the script for 40 Guns to Apache Pass in 1967, which was Murphy's last main role in a Western film. Murphy broadened his horizons by filming Trunk to Cairo in Israel in 1966, demonstrating his readiness to take on different and challenging roles outside of typical American settings. One of the most important relationships in Murphy's career was with director Bud Botasher, which started in an unusual place, a boxing gym. Murphy asked to be Botacher's boxing partner at Terry Hunt's athletic club, which led to a creative partnership that lasted almost 20 years. This resulted in Murphy taking the main role in Botacher's first Western, The Cimarron Kid, in 1951. This film would set the stage for their future work together. Their connection lasted. In 1969, Botasher wrote the script for A Time for Dying, which became Murphy's last film and a touching ending to their long work together. Even though they intended to work together on 2 more projects, A Horse for Mr. Barnum and When There's Something to Do were never made, which makes fans curious about what could have happened if the team had kept working together. Audie Murphy's personal life included both happiness and difficulties, showing the challenges he dealt with outside of fighting. In 1949, he married actress Wanda Hendricks. Wanda was a famous person in Hollywood, acting in many movies during the 1940s and early 1950s. Their marriage drew a lot of media attention, partly because Murphy was becoming well known as one of the most honored American soldiers from World War II, and partly because Wanda's career in Hollywood was also growing. Even though they were well known, their relationship faced many difficulties. The pressures of Hollywood, Murphy's ongoing battles with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, from his time in the war, and the challenges of a public relationship put a strain on their marriage over the years. After 2 years of trying to save their marriage, they officially got divorced in 1951. This signified the conclusion of a chapter that was both a romantic journey and a public event. Surprisingly, only 4 days after his divorce from Wanda Hendricks was completed, Murphy got married again. His second marriage was to Pamela Opal Lee Archer, a former flight attendant whose calm and down-to-earth nature was very different from the excitement and chaos of Murphy's first marriage. Pamela and Audie's relationship grew quickly, and their choice to marry soon after his divorce showed how desperately Murphy wanted stability and a family life during his personal challenges. Pamela provided Murphy with the normalcy and support he really needed in his life. Audie Murphy and Pamela Opal Lee Archer created a family that was a key part of Murphy's later life. They had 2 sons, Terry Michael and James Shannon. Terry Michael Murphy was born in 1952 and later became known for his work in the entertainment industry, continuing his family's link to Hollywood. James Shannon Murphy, their younger son, was born a few years after that. He also grew up under the influence of his father's impressive life. Both sons grew up knowing about their father's amazing achievements and the responsibilities that came with them. Audie's marriage to Pamela lasted much longer than his first one, giving him more personal happiness and family support. Pamela was more than just Murphy's wife in his life. She was someone he could trust, helping him deal with the intense pressures of fame, trauma, and what people expected from him. Even with the many difficulties Audie experienced, such as ongoing pain and emotional wounds from the war, his family stayed a source of support. Having his sons around and the stability of his marriage to Pamela marked a big change from his earlier life. It brought Murphy a sense of peace and normalcy. For many years, the details about the death of Audie Murphy, a highly honored World War II hero and a famous Hollywood actor, have been surrounded by mystery, rumors, and unanswered questions. Murphy's life story, going from a poor farm boy in Texas to a famous war hero known for his courage, is widely recognized. What really happened on the day he died has been a puzzling mystery that has kept his fans, family, and historians looking for answers. Recently, new evidence and investigative progress have come to light, finally providing a clear explanation, but the sad truth is much darker and more concerning than anyone expected. For many years, the official explanation of Audie Murphy's death was simple. On May 28, 1971, Murphy died in a tragic plane crash in Brush Mountain close to Catawba, Virginia. The small twin-engine private plane he was in, an Aero Commander, crashed in bad weather while flying low over mountains. Official reports said the crash was due to pilot error and bad visibility. It was a tragic accident that took the life of a national hero at only 45 years old. However, rumors and suspicions quickly arose due to Murphy's complicated personal life, his battles with PTSD from the war, and talk about mysterious people who might have wanted him quieted. Over the years, conspiracy theories have grown. Some people said the crash was planned by intelligence agencies because Murphy supposedly knew sensitive information from his time in Hollywood and had connections with government officials. Some people thought it was revenge from enemies connected to Murphy's business activities or that organized crime had targeted him. These theories became popular because some important details about the crash were never completely explained. Questions arise about why the plane flew so low into dangerous areas, differences in pilot statements, and the odd absence of important wreckage parts at the crash site. For many years, these doubts stayed unanswered. Family members strongly denied any idea of wrongdoing, insisting it was just an unfortunate accident. However, the lack of solid proof kept the truth frustratingly difficult to find. The mystery raised questions about Murphy's legacy, making many people think that the war hero's life did not just end sadly but in something much darker. Recently, a group of independent researchers inspired by new forensic technology and access to declassified government papers carried out a detailed re-examination of the crash. By examining pieces of wreckage, flight data, and weather reports using modern tools that weren't available before, they discovered shocking new evidence suggesting that the crash was caused by intentional sabotage, not an accident. The investigators found proof that the aircraft's control systems had been tampered with, showing that wires were cut or redirected in a way that suggested sabotage. Also, new interviews with witnesses who previously did not speak up and retired officials have come out, indicating that Murphy was being watched in the months leading up to the crash. One whistleblower who decided to speak out after many years of silence shared that Murphy had found sensitive information about secret government activities, which made him a risk to some powerful groups. The whistleblower's testimony described a scary situation where there was a cover-up meant to make Murphy's death seem like a tragic accident, while ensuring he could never speak up again. The consequences of these findings are very troubling. Audie Murphy, honored for his bravery in battle, seems to have been let down in peacetime by those wanting to erase his legacy. What was once seen as a tragic accident now shows a dark truth of conspiracy, betrayal, and planned violence. This harsh reality clouds the memory of Murphy's last moments, changing the picture of a hero doomed by fate into one of a man trapped in political schemes and risks. In addition, the effect on Murphy's family has been significant. For years, they dealt with sadness and questions that had no answers. Now, facing the reality of wrongdoing, they are calling for a complete public investigation and justice for the man who gave everything for his country, only to be let down in return. Historians and military experts are looking back at Murphy's legacy, struggling to understand how this new perspective connects to the wider situation of Cold War America, Hollywood's relationships with government agencies, and the hidden risks faced by public figures who crossed specific boundaries. The final answer to the Audie Murphy mystery does not provide closure and peace. Instead, it raises many difficult questions about trust, power, and betrayal. What was once seen as a simple but sad accident is now understood as a troubling reminder that heroes can sometimes fall victim to darkness outside of the battlefield. We might never know the whole story of Audie Murphy's death, but the troubling truth that has emerged brings negativity to his heroic legacy.